Hey everybody, welcome back to this never-ending project. I don't even know what day it is, 30 something. I'll put it, it'll be labeled on this video. I'm doing a remodel makeover of my older RV bedroom, and I've painted the cabinetry. I've painted all the backboard and cloth window balances and the cloth trim work, and painted the chairs and the ottomans, and we're finally on the final leg of this project, and that is to paint the carpet. So starting tonight, start with painting the carpet. I expect it's going to take me multiple days because I'm going to do a section at a time and let it dry and decide if I'm going to put a second coat, that sort of thing. Once that part dries, then I'll move the chairs into place and they'll be able to do the rest of it. So thank you for joining us again. If this is your first time to watch one of these videos, in the description of this video is a link to the playlist of all the videos, all the days so far leading up to today. And really looking forward to getting this project completed. Looking forward to my husband Ricky, Grandpa Ricky, for those of you that watch GrandparentsReact channel. Looking forward to him getting to see the grand reveal. He's not been allowed in here, hasn't been allowed to watch any of the videos, so looking forward to seeing what he thinks about it. Let's see here. Okay, so I did the different trial and errors on the carpet sample that I had. Now this little rug has got a higher pile than what our actual carpet does, but it's similar, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be rough. If those of you that remember seeing it, let me just turn this camera around here. We did different tests. This was with the regular formula of 1 part paint, 1 part fabric softener, and 1 part water. That was way too stiff. This was with a little bit thinner, and it's not as stiff, but it still doesn't feel as good. This is the last one that I did. It feels pretty good. That is with it thinned out. So I'm going to be using 1 part paint, 1 scoop of paint, 1 scoop of fabric softener, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do, I was going to do 3, but I'm going to do 4 of water. So 1 of paint, 1 of fabric softener, and 4 of water. And let's see how that works. If it's too thin, then we can come back and go back over it. So, but I think that may be the best bet. So thank you for joining us, and here we go. I may have to go back in the house and get some more water. We'll see. We're going to start with this section of carpet here. Okay, so this roller that I saved on here, I'm going to take it off because it has the full dose of paint. Oh, also, you guys had seen me use a sprayer to try to spray the paint. I didn't realize that was not a sprayer to use for paint. That was actually a garden sprayer, so that's why it wouldn't spray a nice mist. It was always wanting to do a stream. So, but I've decided to not go with a sprayer. I'm just going to go with a roller and roll it on. I'm trying to get to this, take this roller off without getting my hands all in it. There we go. Good job. Well, got a little bit of paint on me. That's all right. Alright, let's move this out of the way. I've actually got me something to mix this paint mixture up in. Alright, I'm not sure if I've got enough water here. I think maybe I do. I'm going to use these cups for measuring. Remember now, 4 parts of that and 1 part of the other 2. Let's go ahead and put this back up here. This is the fabric softener. Just seems like it's going to be too thin. It doesn't make sense in my mind that I may be messing up with putting that much water in there. We're about to find out though. And worst comes to worst, we rip the white carpet up like I was really wanting to do anyway. Put down some laminate. Alright. Put this right there on that. Be all right. All right, so put that in there. All right, where's my little scoop at? Should have brought an old soup ladle or something out here. Right, pour that in. I feel like a chemist. I know to stir it up a little bit though, because that fabric softener tends to make it thicken up. And I can see it is beginning to thicken up now as I'm stirring more and more. Don't want to stop stirring too soon. Give it full time to thicken. It amazes me how it retains the color. To me, in my mind, you put enough stuff in it, it should be so much lighter in color. Like a dark blue should become like a sky blue if you put enough water and fabric softener in it. But in this gray, it's just as dark as it is in the can. It just, that just kind of amazes me. Guess I'm discovering something about paint pigments. Alright, so I think I'm ready to start with this. Awfully thin. Alright. Now, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get into this little corner that's not going to be accessible by a roller. So let's see. how this does on this little sponge. Probably going to have to do a lot of that in the along the edges. We'll see. We'll see. I'll try not to. I'd rather just do the big roller on everything. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to do... Does this come up? Oh, look at that. That just comes right on up. Let's pull that out of the way. And I can just paint across there. All right, folks. Can y'all see that? All right, let's get some of that extra liquid out of there. Look at that. I'm definitely going to do a section at a time. Yeah, I'm going to have to get in there with that hand sponge to get that section back there. Let me try this. It's not going to get up against the wall with this roller. I guess that's where a sprayer would come in handy, wouldn't it? To be able to get along the edges. So, let me move this over here. Use this to kneel on to get close to those edges I'm needing to work on. All right. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Just paint right onto that baseboard there. I'm going to set up a fan tonight to help this carpet to dry quicker. Switch sides a little bit here. I don't know what all you all are able to see, but probably not the best with just seeing my backside here. Should have kept the picture over here and just be dipping this thing into that. That probably would have made more sense. Not a lot faster. I'll put this on a little bit heavier coats, and then I'm going to work it into the carpet fibers with my bristle brush. Ooh, I'm liking this color. All right, need some more paint. A little bit more over there. now, gotta go get my bristle brush. We're gonna try to work that in. Alright, so let's see if we can work this into the fibers. I had bought another sponge brush to kind of sponge that in. I think I'm gonna do that as well. Now I know there's a way to take this out of here. I'm going to try to just get the plastic off without taking it out. There we go. I think that's good enough. Alright, so this is what I was thinking to do, to kind of rub it down into the fibers even more. So I'm liking the way those fibers are standing up. Okay, y'all, I'm really liking the way this is looking. The carpet looks so much better. It was stained and bad, and that looks good. So let's continue on. I've gotten myself a bigger sponge to do along the edges. So let me do this next section. Let's get over here on this side. See, this area that I'm starting out on is an area that you can't really see when the chairs are in place. So, great place for a test to figure out the best way to do it. Okay. Now let's put down some more paint. I'll have to get some more of the mixture in here. 1 part water, 1 part fabric softener, and 4 parts. Got 4 parts water, 1 part fabric softener, 1 part paint. There we go. Sponge is trying to come off the end there. All right. Little indentions there that the paint doesn't want to get into. Gets its indentions where the chairs were sitting for so long. Get in those little spots. I'm glad I'm doing this a little section at a time. And let's brush it in first. I see another spot that needs more paint. Got a little indentation place. Alright, and now let's get this sponge mop. getting excited about this now. I just think this is looking good. Alright, back to the bristle brush. This is definitely making me smile. I can see around the edges though it didn't get as much paint. I may come back to that after it's dried and add a little bit more. I'm not walking across it now. Alright, so now I need to rearrange just a little bit so that I can paint the rest of this section. Any of you Winnebago owners know about this grate that's back there. It's been back behind the chairs. I never paid any attention to it. Doesn't seem to have any way to open or close it, so I doubt that it's air coming into the camper. I assume it's where it's pulling air in. But I also have underneath the bed an intake with an air filter on it. So I'm wondering, maybe this is just for the furnace, and the one in the bed is for the heat pump with air conditioner. If any of you know, I would love to know the answer to that. All right. Now, let's see here. So we'll go ahead and get in this indention because I know it's going to require some extra paint. I feel like I'm not getting down into the corner good enough. Probably should put my glasses on, might help me notice more. I was telling Ricky about this hole right here. We had noticed before underneath these chairs where there was this hole in the carpet, but not until I started this project did I discover there's actual hole, a perfectly round hole drilled all the way through the subfloor. So somebody had something going through there at some point in time. Do not know what it would have been. Okay, do a little bit more with the sponge. All right, let's smooth this out. We'll start with the bristle brush, keeping on with the way I've been doing it. Okay, let me get the sponge brush, sponge mop. And let's do a bristle one more time. All right, so I'm gonna go find a fan now, and actually I think I'm gonna put a little bit more, use up the rest of this paint right here, and as well, not waste. And I'll have to do some more touch-ups back in here, but so I'll be wrapping that up with plastic to save for tomorrow. All right, folks, so I'm winding it up for the day. I painted a section big enough for sure that I can put this one of the chairs out of the way onto it after it dries, and I'll free up space in the room to do more painting of the carpet so that I don't have to use a fresh roller every time. I'm wrapping this up in plastic wrap. It'll keep it nice and wet. Be ready for me to use tomorrow night. I got a fan. We got a heavy duty fan that we use when we go camping in the summer to put out beside our campsite, or when we sit outside and when it's really hot. It's a big powerful fan. So I'm about to start it to rolling, blowing on this carpet to help it dry quicker. And then tomorrow I'll be able to paint another section. I think it'll begin to go faster and faster since I'm working out a method here to how I'm doing this. So this is the fan that I'll be having going here in just a minute. I'm not going to start it up yet because it's noisy. And this is the way the carpet is looking. This is the not painted except for spills, paint spills. This is the blue paint spills off the chairs. I'm looking forward to seeing how well that covers up with the gray. But I think the gray is looking good. And Lord, to finishing this up. I appreciate you joining us again. Be sure and watch again tomorrow. And be sure to give us a thumbs up, the like button. If you're still sticking around at this point in the video, you must like it. So go ahead and click that like button. And subscribe and follow our channels if you haven't already. And we'll see you tomorrow for more of this eternal project. Thanks, everybody.